the only time they really bite is if they've not been handled or not been taught any manners, or if they're very frightened or very hungry. I mean, what we do tend to find is we'll get some ferrets in that have come in particularly bad condition. They're very, very underweight, very jumpy, very nervous, and most of them will give a nip because they're so traumatized at being out. But most of the time, it's because they are so hungry. So if you can fill their tummy and let them sleep it off, normally you end up with a nice. It's not so much of a Tasmanian devil anymore.
A nice, friendly Australian. Oh, sorry, we're talking about ferrets. My bad. No, it's absolutely true. And it's interesting because we had an email in. Get me? We had an email in. I've got to reply to him, and I thought, or I think it's Jordan, I think so, him. Almost, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to reply by video, but it is that whole thing of saying how they've got an incredibly bitey ferret. They've had them for, I think it was a year.
Time of year? Yeah.
Time of year, but I think it's a female. I'll have to check, but I think it's a female.
But even females, this year we've had an awful lot that have come into season very early. So we're hearing from lots and lots of different people, lots of fosterers, lots of people that have adopted kits from us last year, of having an awful lot of kits, Jill kits that have come into season, sort of any time from December.
Really?
Yeah, so there is a lot of them that have been in for Jill jabs already. So then we do have to warn them that if they've come in that early, the likelihood is that they're going to come in again in the middle of the season before, because we recommend to get them neutered as late as possible, around about September, to give them, because the Jill ferrets are much more susceptible to adrenal disease. So the boys, as soon as they've got them trouble nuggets, they need to come off. But the girls, you know, if you can leave them as long as possible, have a Jill jab and then get them done. But a hormonal Jill is something to behold. Last year we had 5 hormonal albino Jills that all had phantom pregnancies after Jill jab, and we had screams, we had handbags, we had dragging about, putting to bed, and then would stop, the next lot would start. Oh, it was horrendous. It's like having a lot of hormonal teenage girls all stuck in one room at the same time. Nightmare. Not good.
It really is, isn't it? And that whole idea, you know, when you're saying a teenager, and it's like, clearly they're not teenagers. They're maybe, what, 9 months, a year, if you're lucky?
Yeah. I mean, we class those as adolescents. Once they get over a year, we class them as adults then. So you're talking adolescents are just a nightmare. I see Ruth saying that her 5 sisters are all dragging each other about. Oh, it's just the worst. They all argue and bicker and fight and me, this one and that one's being dragged.
Wasn't your lipstick? I bought it and then I gave it to you. Well, you didn't give it to me. I want it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So in ferret form, this turns out as yeah, it's really annoying.
Oh, bless.